when you said there's no more self-important group than White House reporters, I laughed off camera because it's exactly right. I mean, reporters take themselves extremely seriously. I would argue too seriously. And some
Except us.
Yeah, no, we are humble and we get it.
Grounded.
No, some of the statements coming out here to me are a little bit over the top. Again, I am less convinced than you are, I think, that these people have given up their independence and objectivity. I do think Eugene, who I do not know, but he does, I mean, look, when you're affiliated with MSNBC or on MSNBC, you might be going to MSNBC, there's a bent there. Now, it's probably because it's the more accepted bent, but I don't disagree with you, generally speaking. I'm a little bit more probably defensive of the Peter Bakers of the New York Times, people I know who are working to try to do this right and who are not, to my mind, trying to score partisan points with all this stuff.
We're going to debate that name, but
okay.
There are people, I think, who are honest, hardworking, fair journalists.
I think the majority. I think the majority.
Okay,
I think it's like Congress. Most of the people are fine. A few give them a bad name. That would be my
I know. I think most are not. A few give
You're
them
so
a
much
good
more
name.
cynical than me.
Yeah,
which is hard to be.
Well, it's hard to be, and also you're older, and anyway.
Wow. Okay.
But I think this way. After that intro, I don't think I'm going to get a good seat at the White House Correspondents Association dinner at Nerd Prom. I'll be out of town, don't worry. But this is the question, though. There's this huge double standard that when Joe Biden's White House did it, nobody really cared. In fact, CNN suggested, hey, maybe we should pull Fox News out of the press pool. Because they weren't being fair to Biden. Here's the tape.
Okay.
Fox should be viewed as a political tool, and that raises a question. Should it be a part of the White House press pool? You know, should it be afforded the privileges that come with news gathering?
But this is a chilling moment when it comes to First Amendment freedoms, because the AP has been a foundational part of the press pool, and now it's been blocked by the president.
Brian is my friend.
I'm sorry.
I've known him for a very long time. I don't agree with him there. I think my view is like, look, I think the press pool thing is way overblown. It is not an inability to, and I guess you could argue slippery slope, but what I'll say is just with the press pool in particular, it is not the ability to cover the president. It's, are you in the small group of people who travel with him when he goes to an event where you can't have everybody in the press corps? It does not
making
really,
that the First Amendment hill to die on.
It doesn't really bother me that much. Now, I think there is a slippery slope argument where the White House gets to choose these things? A little bit, but I tend to, reporters are, and I'm one of them, and I've been one my whole life, but they are a little bit sanctimonious. And I think there's a little...
Understatement of the evening, my friend. But I want to get, there's a reason to cover this, right? And why this matters is not the inner workings of the White House and journalists and everything else. It is, we are in a sea change in America of how we talk about politics, how we cover them. We don't necessarily agree on what the facts are or what a fact is. Jeff Bezos of the Washington Post has now changed the opinion section. Washington Post owner Jeff Bezos says opinion pages will defend free market and personal liberties, otherwise known as the things that built America. Aghast. You write, okay, that somehow he has broken his word and his golden absolute promise, quoting Bezos when he took over the Washington Post. You guys are the experts in journalism world, not me. I'm not going to tell you how to do your jobs or what to say. Jeff Bezos just broke a big promise. Let me turn this around. That the Washington Post broke the promise of being journalists and being fair. And therefore, Bezos had to step in.
So you and I definitely differ on the overall. I think legacy media is dying. I think we agree on that. I think we probably disagree on why. I don't think that the Washington Post broke its, I don't see that. Like, I think I could see criticism and fair criticism of the media, myself included, for not pushing harder on the Biden health stuff. Were the Biden people trying to shame anyone who did that? Absolutely. Were they trying to call you an ageist? Were they trying to say there's no there? Yes. And that was clearly wrong.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below
to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.